Good morning, heartache, you old gloomy sigh. Good morning, heartache, thought we said goodbye last year. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, heartache, what's new? Hi, Tanya B. Mocha Drop. Tory in New York City. Well, a lot of people is waking up to this bad information. I guess it started on Friday. Joe Biden. Hi, Coco Puff and Erica J. How y'all doing this morning? No, this ain't about that freak Coco Puff, as far as I know. We got to talk about this situation with the PPP loan. Now, everybody knows what this PPP loan thing was all about, right? During COVID, a lot of small businesses had to lay off their employees, right? Because they could not afford to pay them because they couldn't run their businesses. So the government came up with a program to help these people with their employees, with their payroll. They came up with this PPP loan. Well, apparently they were giving out the money so freely that many people, small and large, decided to defraud the government and get some of that money. A lot of them needed that money. Now, because you have a business, this was specifically for keeping your employees. So the money is just flowing through you to your employees so they can stay employed, right? Some people need it for other things in the business. That's probably a little less punishable. At least they did use it for the business. But many people went out and got LLCs and they started business just to get these loans, right? Now, I think the average is somewhere around $20,000, or that was the low end. But some people have figured out a way to get these loans for hundreds of thousands of dollars. They got them for even millions of dollars, right? So now the government has said it's time to pay up. Apparently this turns into something like, what was it, 800? I'm terrible on these numbers. Forgive me the numbers, people. Something like $80 billion, 80 billion or 800 billion, one of the two, a very high number. Because of these people with these massive frauds. So I was listening to the Breakfast Club over there. Apparently, Charlemagne the God, he don't have no compassion for people who broke the law, even though he started off his career as a crack dealer. He said, now put him in jail. You all going to jail, right? People, you can have compassion for people, right? Just because you're no longer in a position where you have to do the crime to survive does not mean you cannot have compassion for other people. A lot of these people, I would suspect probably the majority of these people, maybe they had some kind of little business. They even had YouTubers getting this stuff saying they had employees, whatever. And they say maybe they had one person that they'd employed part-time, and they said they had 4 employees or whatever it took to qualify for these loans. But the government is partly responsible, in my opinion, because why did they make it so easy for these people to just sign up for this money, right? It's like throwing money into the street, throwing $100 bills into the street and daring people to pick it up. A lot of people picked it up. So I think that this is not all, I don't know who they're targeting for this thing. It seems to be bipartisan that Biden has signed this into law. That they're going to come after all these PPP swindlers, people who've gotten PPP loans. So the first question that came to my mind was, what if do the people have any choice other than you announcing that you're coming to get them? Bad boy, boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Cause we coming for you. Other than saying that we're coming for you and causing these people distress in their life, are you also saying, is it also the option of paying the money back? In other words, Now let me make it clear. I have not received no PPP loans. So we're just having a conversation here. My only employee is my dog, and his only work assignment is to love me. So I don't think that qualifies for a PPP loan. But if people in their desperation did accept this money, it was made so easy for them to get. If they pay back the loan, are they still guilty of a crime? That's the kind of question I have. In other words, you're telling me that they're pursuing this now. Is there going to be a massive effort to pay back these loans? Because that would be a great outcome. If they're $800 billion, if people are rushing to pay that money back, they might get a big chunk of that money back if they think they're facing criminal charges, right? But if you're saying that it doesn't make any difference you pay it back or not, we just wanted to punish you for the crime. I don't even think the Fed has that capacity to house. What is the number? I keep saying that. It's either 800. Let me just try to avoid numbers. Let's just say billions of people. Billions of dollars. I don't think the Fed has the capacity to house that many people on these PPP loans. They're certainly not housing people who borrowed 20K and people who borrowed $2 million. I don't think it's the same thing, right? I would say that if they pay the loan off, then the thing should be dead, irregardless of the circumstances. If they have borrowed money from the government and they have paid back the loan, then they should get a pass on that, I believe. That's my thought. And that would, if they would make that public, then there might be a rush for the government to take in all this money because people are paying back the money, right? Now, we all know that a lot of these people got the loan forgiven. Perhaps that should change. Maybe you shouldn't get a loan fraudulently and then not have to pay it back and get it forgiven. Perhaps the crime is in having the loan forgiven. Perhaps that's what they're going to pursue, is having the loan forgiven. No, if you took it and whether you had a need or not, you took the money and then you got it forgiven, then they still might pursue you, right? So I think people should have the option of, let me pay you back the money. You say it was fraudulent. I don't deserve it. I'll pay you back the money in full. That should go away, in my opinion. What y'all think? What do y'all think on this morning, honey? This is good morning heartache for a lot of people. You got to realize now what we were going through at that time. A lot of people needed that money just to keep their family going. Because even though the government gave you $1,400, how long that lasts? Hey, Smart by Nature and Cocoa Puff. Uh-oh. Hello? Oh, can I call you right back? I'm live on YouTube.
Oh, don't worry about it. Call me back later. Mom failed. She's in the hospital, but she's okay. And we're going to be getting her moved to a thing today. I got to meet with her geriatric doctors.
No, I want to talk to you. I'll call you back in a half hour.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Oh, Lord. Excuse me, people. That was a family emergency. Okay, where was we at? I want to see what y'all thought. Y'all, and you don't got to be embarrassed. Hell, they tell me they're giving out free money down there. And I ain't got no food in the refrigerator. And my rent is 2 months behind. Of course, I'm going to go grab the goddamn money. I mean, we're not rich people. People get all upset when poor people do stuff. When you ain't got no money, you got to make it do what it do, baby. Right? But if you are willing to pay the money back, I don't think you should be prosecuted for it. Right? The loan is null and void, regardless of what the initial crime was. But if you're one of these shysters, one of these scammers who went out and bought yourself a new Mercedes with PPP money, when they call that loan, you can't pay it. You ain't got no $60,000 in the bank, right? So you're still gonna be in trouble if you have taken on these exorbitant loans. At least if you took out a loan for $20,000, it is conceivable that you could pay that back whether you have to get other kind of loans or borrow from family or whatever. You got to raise your kids. You don't want to be in jail, right? So a person could come up with 20,000, but coming up with 20,000 and coming up with 2 million cash is two different things. And apparently a lot of these people did borrow hundreds of thousands of dollars in obvious scams that are not so hard to trace. So we can't look them all together, Charlemagne the God. You broke the law. You broke the law. Is for the lawless. The law is for the lawless. These were desperate times, honey. Desperate measures for desperate times. Let me see what y'all think. Let me see. Oh, book 2, you start reading it, Tiki? Hope you enjoy it. Please leave me a review on there. What's happened now is because of these nasty people on YouTube, they immediately ran to my new book. It's only out a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And they said, this is trash. Oh, it's trash. Unverified. They didn't even buy it, right? They certainly didn't read it. Oh, it's trash. The worst thing I ever heard. Oh, my ears are bleeding. My eyes are bleeding. All this kind of shit, right? To lower my rating on there. It is a vicious thing. I have already reported those people. And I don't know how Amazon handles those types of people, but these are the enemies, the haters, right? But I'm glad when people who have actually read the book, because it's really not any money grab or anything like that. I just want you to enjoy my writing, my stories. I'm a storyteller. I'm telling stories, and I want people to enjoy it. Anyway, so I'm glad you started that. Where are we at? Hi, Miss Piggy. Uh-oh. I didn't want to say no names, Cocoa Puff. I ain't say no names now. Yes, there were several YouTubers who were accused of taking these loans, right? Now, to come up with one loan, come up with that 20 G's is one thing. But if you're taking out several loans, you got to pay off $100,000, right? I don't think you're going to have payment arrangements and all that kind of stuff, right? So you still be susceptible. More than likely, instead of trying to jail these 800 million people or whatever, they're more than likely, because the Fed ain't got the kind of space, they're going to hit you with more interest. They're going to cancel any kind of forgiveness, make you pay it back plus interest. That interest is going to be accumulative, so you'll never get out of it. You basically got like student loans for the rest of your life, right? I'm not all excited about putting people in jail. I don't think that's the answer. Nobody wins when you just go to jail. What are you going to go to? So you go to jail. That means there's no more money in the house. So your kids on welfare. So you're still paying. You're going to pay. You want the person out there working to pay the loans back, I would think. But it should be a loan, I think. Right? It should be treated as a loan if you defrauded them. You shouldn't be able to forgive it and just take the money. Now that's theft. If you're just taking the money, you're not paying it back. I think it's totally different things. And it's not one size fits all. Baby. Hey, get it, Ding. Done it. Oh, excuse me for a minute. No, too late. Sit your ass over here. Get it right here and be quiet. That's my security. Tori in LA, in New York City, I got one, but I am paying back. I was not lucky enough to get it forgiven. Okay. I don't know if you're getting it forgiven. I think it's going to be the issue. I am paying mine back. $49 a month, but that ain't bad. If you can save off going to jail and stuff. Your loan was $10,000. I would have took $10,000 if I can qualify for it, child. Good for you, Tori. So you ain't got to worry about going to jail. I think the one you're gonna have the biggest problem when you have gotten the loan forgiven, and where you just took the money and then you never paid it back, that probably can be considered theft, grand larceny, because you got it under false pretenses, right? But if you got a loan, however you qualify for the loan, as long as you're paying the loan back, I mean, it's going to deter you from getting the loan, your bad credit and so forth. But after you have the loan, as long as you pay it back, I don't see what the big issue is. And there are going to be, they're going to have to find ways to make allowances. Now, of course, a lot of people are just going to be, they're going to get you for examples to scare everybody else into coming back, kicking that money out their ass, right? So hopefully they're not going to be going for, mothers in the projects and all that kind of stuff, or people who have a little paper route business or whatever. I guess they made the money so damn easy, child, that poor people, we don't have the same standard as people who got money, child. They're not up against the same thing. They're not desperate people. But when you're in a desperate person, you don't just go waving thousands of dollars in their face. Go ahead, touch it. Go ahead, touch it. Go ahead, touch it. Go ahead, touch it. Are you going to jail? You touched that money. Anyway. Yeah, Charlamagne was being a little bit of an asshole, I thought. He been, see, sometimes these people, when they start making their own money, right, they got legitimate money. But Charlamagne, no, if he never made it in the radio business, he'd still be out there hustling. You know that, child? Shit. Why you so have no compassion, no loving kindness? I mean, I understand that when you go into your high-rise, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, we got to turn the phone off. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Okay, I hope I can remember to turn it back on. That's why I don't like to turn it off. I don't even remember what I was saying now. Thank you, Tori, for being honest. You ain't the only one. You ain't the only one in this chat that got the loan, right? Came at a time when people need money. We need money right now. Shit, you been to the grocery store lately? They say they're passing some money for people in California who drive cars. I won't see it. I don't drive no car and I don't work no job. But just to get them relief so they can pay for gas. Things are so out of hand, But that won't be that's not a loan. That's a grant. We're in a state of desperation. A lot of people, Miss Mo. I think a lot of people were in a state of desperation at the time. Right. Yeah, we should make it harder for those people. I don't think. They were waving it in their face and they took it. Right. But now if you went on to if you're reporting people who are in prison and saying that they have a business and you're collecting money in their name, I would say that's fraud. Right. So some people got greedy. Since they made it so easy, some people start calling up their relatives and everybody else. Everybody got loans in their family, all that kind of stuff. They got greedy. And maybe there's a price to be paid for that because their payback is going to be a lot more severe than if they were just a person struggling and trying to get whatever help whatever relief they could get. When them people knock on your door talking about you have 30 days, are you going to be out on the street? That will make you do some strange things for change, right? And remember how tough it got. It got really, really tough. So we don't know if the politicians are under pressure because they did. I guess they put out. I think the number is $800 billion. It couldn't be 800 billion. Maybe it was 80 billion. These numbers are so huge, and I can't think anything over $1,000. I get confused. I'm confused. Billions of dollars, right? So they want to recoup that. No, Unc. How many real business needed that loan and couldn't? Why couldn't they get it though, lovely one? She says, no, Unc. How many real business needed that loan and couldn't get? Well, if a street nigga on the street can get it, I don't know why the real business couldn't get it. That would be on them. There's always a few cases of everything, right? But basically, a lovely one, from my understanding, is damn near anybody can get it. They even told me that as a YouTuber, I could apply for a student loan. Say somebody was doing my graphics, although I don't have any. So right, and you claim those as employed. That's how easy this money was flowing. This money was flowing so easily that people were able to rip off billions of dollars. Now, if you can't get yourself together enough to go down and get your own, I don't think it was the money was all tacked up. It's all tied up in the scammers. Therefore, you can't get none. No, I think anybody who applied basically was getting that money, particularly if they had a real business. The problems came when people start creating businesses and making businesses, stealing the money. But no, it's like somebody said, "You on welfare? That's my tax money." Therefore, no, you're not paying not one penny, not even a micro, not even a part of a penny, because of someone else has gotten. Honey, that's just not true. I don't believe. We all got our opinions, lovely one. That's just the opinion that Charlemagne, he going with that old weak ass shit. And couldn't get it because any scam where nobody else went there and got your place, took your money. If you wanted it, you could have got it. It's what I see. As the kind of people they've been busting for PPP loans, if they could get it, you certainly could get it if you had a business, right? And even a lot of the money that they borrowed for the business, they didn't use it all on payroll. They used it all on what they needed. If their mortgage was 6 months behind and they were about to pack up their ovens and get them moved into the street, then they paid whatever they owed on their rent or mortgage or the lease. Are they going to pursue that? They can't pursue all this stuff, right? Now, I would say that somebody who's got millions of dollars from PPP loans definitely needs to be looking over their shoulder for the next 10 years. Correct. They had pictures of people buying I don't know about the brother in New York City, though. What's his tea? Because we still ain't figured out where he got all his money from. But there were people who were buying Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Ferraris, all of with PPP loans. Now, I think that would probably are going to be the primary targets. Yeah, you need to worry. And you spent the money, so how you going to pay it? If they made you pay it back, how could you pay it back? We're not signing no 60-year loans. No. This is how we got into this mess behind loans. I'm thinking that they're going to scare people, though. If they have the option of paying the money back, I imagine the government's going to get a big onslaught of money. Apparently, most of these loans are due in 214. So they still have some time. If they can get them loans paid off by 214, they'll probably be fine. I would say they'd be fine. That would mean people would be rushing to pay the money back. Now, the government, as far as this loan forgiveness, that's on you, government. Do your work. Do your own. Do your work. You don't want the people they got loans and you don't want to pay them back. That's on you, right? Okay. A lot of people who should have gotten it didn't, and people who did shouldn't have. That's the problem. Okay, Cocoa Puff. So you're basically agreeing with Lovely One. Y'all think that people who, because these people were stealing, that the other people didn't get the loans? Perhaps some of that happened. It's probably just a combination of a whole lot of different stuff, right? But I don't know that they ever stopped turning people away. Maybe in these cities, they couldn't pass it out. Most of these cities couldn't even pass the money out fast enough, right? So certainly that would be an issue. I think the government just wants their money back. $80 billion is a whole lot of money. So we'll see. I'm sure all kind of testimonies will come. I wanted some of that money. Miss Pinky, what you gonna do with that money, girl? You couldn't be out there buying no earrings and things, though many people did. And they were frustrated, locked up in them houses for over a year, and they got a check coming to their house for $20,000. Child, you know they went shopping. They been cooped up. I know rich people. I know rich people got that. A lot of rich people got that money, Torrey. We always want to blame the poor people and throw their ass in jail. But really, these corporations, if we can figure it out, believe me, those corporations can figure it out, child. Right. They will get millions. Y'all are mad at the people. There were a great deal of people who straight up lied, though, and tricked off the money. Having parties and throwing out $100 bills, going to strip clubs. I feel you, Tiki. There's a lot of stuff went on. A whole lot of stuff went on. So they got to separate the weed from the, what do you call it, the weed from the tear? But don't look them all together. They're all just scam artists. And a loan is a loan, right? A loan is a loan. As long as you're going to pay the loan back, shouldn't be an issue. Like I just said, I know I'm going to repeat myself again. The primary thing are the people who got the loans forgiven. You committed fraud to have the loan forgiven. So the first fraud was getting the money, and the second fraud was your qualifications for having the loan forgiven. So that required 2 lies or 1 lie. I don't know how it works. Right. But I'm just hoping that you're given the option, if you did do something fraudulent, exaggerated how many employees you had, exaggerated your business, whatever, you do have the option of just paying the money back now before it becomes due in 214. TLC in 3 says that's like robbing the bank and then saying you'll give the money back. You still rob the bank. Okay. No, but when we're dealing with these kind of numbers, I think you're gonna have to do something. TLC in 3. You just can't throw 80 billion. Here we go to numbers. Billions of people in jail. Certainly millions and millions, tens of millions of people in prison, child. Right. you still rob the bank. Yes, if you give the money back to the police when they snatch you, they will still arrest you for bank robbery. I'll agree with that. TLC in 3. Thankfully, when God resurrected my life, we have an agreement, and I'm doing nothing illegal. So even if I thought money was available, I'm not doing nothing. I ain't scamming nothing. I ain't stealing nothing, girl. I won't go back, baby. No way. You do one thing, at least you do another thing and another thing, and another thing. Before I know it, I have my ass back in jail. So no, I don't do nothing. Not interested. And then the people we did get little stimulus checks and things like that. They probably got that too. I don't know. I can see how it could happen. But when you start adding relatives and you start adding people and going to your neighbors, and then they got loans, and then you got on your block, you got 20 families, and you got 19 of them got PPP loans and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's just people talking amongst each other and showing you how to do it. Oh, let me show you. Let me show you the way to go. Yeah, there are loans over here. Oh, let me show you. Let me show. And then we got to be also, let's be honest. Okay, we hard on the people and everything, right? But we also have to accept many of us are jealous, right? Or at least we were jealous. We were jealous because we didn't get any of that money, right? I'm just trying to keep it real and fair. A lot of people said, why should she get the money? I didn't get no money. Right? And they will be jealous of the people because they took a chance. And now it looks like maybe those people lost. Correct? If they got to be looking over their shoulder for the next 10 years, I would say that would be a loss. And you can go through $20,000 pretty quickly, really. Particularly if you're behind in all your bills and so forth. I imagine a lot of that is just getting caught up on bills. Who is going to have thousands or millions of dollars to pay back. Now, if you didn't have a legitimate business, you ain't got no business. Let me read that again slowly. Miss Mo. Who is going to have thousands or millions of dollars to pay back now if you didn't have a legitimate business in the first place, though? Plus, their credit will be shot once that fraud is exposed. Like I said, okay, let me write you a check. I'm sorry, I did wrong. Let me write you a check for, I said, 2.4 million. Girl. Child, when poor people get money, they spend it, honey. These be fools driving around in Mercedes Benzes, girl. New Cadillac, Lincoln Navigators and things, child. How you gonna pay that back? I pay cash for mine. I pay cash for mine. Whose cash was it? Lord have mercy. Cindy Love to, hey, great show today. I have to run. I will play the rest of the show later. Okay, thanks for coming in, Tori. And thanks for being the only person to say, I got a loan and I'm paying back. Have a good day. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for super chat. Oh, let me show you. Let me show you about the loan. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know I'm jealous. I want a pool too. Did they buy a pool, girl? Girl, they got pools installed, honey. They got central air installed. If they stole from the government, they are not paying bills. They ain't paying their bills? Oh, no. Well, you got to realize that, man, a lot of them were way behind in their bills. They ain't worked in a year and a half. Yeah, they're going to find, oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? And that would be great. If they could find out how much Trump got in them student loans, in them PPP loans. You know, he's in the real estate business and apparently a failing business. He probably got millions. Millions, I say. Of course, we get jealous of people, child. I mean, I don't know why it's so hard to accept. You know, people tell me all the time, "Oh, you get government money from the government. You wish you get it, girl. You don't qualify for it. That's all. Just be honest. Be real, honey. It's to be real. Got to be real. Got to be real. What you thinking?" There's many ways to steal from the government, child. They're gonna start investigating them asses. They're gonna find all kind of tax fraud and all kind of. You don't want that federal government on your ass. So if I think they should the same simultaneously announce when they're announcing that they are pursuing all of these fraud, so forth. They should simultaneously say, "Come and write us a check, and your loan will be. And we won't pursue you if you can pay it off. Pay it off. We give you 6 months." And people will scrap and scramble and trying to get some money together. If they actually have a business, then their business is most likely up and running again. So maybe like the person was saying here, there's at least a chance they could pay the money back. But if they just went there and just heard of a scam and got as much as they could, which those kind of people are not going to settle for just 20,000. They're going to get everything they can get, right? They got a snowball's a chance in hell of paying that money back. They're not investors. They don't run a business, They just get it and spend it because it ain't theirs, Money is totally different when you work for it. The middle class prop up the poor, not the government. The middle class prop up the government, honey. That's what the government is. But they ain't got no problem people going over there paying, $6 billion for one airplane to go over there. They never use, never dropped a bomb anywhere. They don't mind that kind of spending, honey. Someone got it twice. And the computer fraudulent. Okay, someone got unemployment via the computer fraudulent using your social security number. Oh, didn't know until. Oh yeah, you got to be aware of the identity theft. There's all kind of fraud out there. They ain't the onlyest ones, honey. Hell nah. 90 barbershops. Who had 90 barbershops? 90 barbershops across the country got PPP loan. That's one thing. But if one man has got 90 barbershops, then that's an issue. Baby, they say it's too hot for the hookers to be out there. So the pimps turned into opening up barbershops now on paper. Well, I don't care about Obamacare. Nothing wrong with people having their medical needs. You need that. You don't want people just dying on the street, do you? I mean, they are literally already doing that. RJ Supreme, I don't understand the big deal with these crabs in the bucket mentality. I have student loans. I love to get a hand. I already paid $60,000 on it. Oh my goodness. You got to call up Jay Wilson. He's a professional, honey, avoiding student loans. That nigga been getting them for 15 years, girl. You're not a Gert. He's a Gert. Call up Jay Wilson. He'll tell you how to get out of them loans. He made a whole lifetime out of getting student loans. Damn, you pay $60,000 and you still owe money? How many cars? You said the name. How many cars Mr. Whitehead have? Well, right at the PPP loan time. Now he came on here and said somebody's program. He's done about 20 interviews since this thing happened 2 weeks ago, right? He said, "Oh, I didn't get no PPP loan." Of course, you're gonna say that, child. You don't want to investigate that too. He getting Rolls Royces and Bentleys and Ferraris and Lamborghinis and shit right at the time they're passing out the PPP loan. Excuse me. Come on. Move it, baby. Come on. Ding dong. Dong, ding dong. Oh, ding dong, ding dong, dong. Okay, hurry up, Eddie. Hurry up. Come back and get me. Oh, let me show you. Let me show you about the loan. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It should have just left me as loans. If it's just left as loans without the forgiveness, then it wouldn't make any difference. I don't give a damn about the line. That ain't stealing if it's a loan. If you have the obligation to pay it back, it's not stealing, in my opinion. So what you lied on the application? A lot of people lie on the application. Some of y'all in your houses right now, you lied on your application. I mean, people, they lie. But as long as you're paying the loan back, that's the thing, honey. So the loan forgiveness is the biggest. Well, people stealing millions of dollars. That's the main thing. But loan forgiveness, maybe they'll say, listen, we're going to withdraw the loan forgiveness. You got the loan fraudulently. You got more than one loan. And then we're going to require you to pay that money back by January 1st. You won't have a problem. But if you can't do it, we will pursue the law to the full extent. So get busy, baby. Call up Aunt Rose. Cousin Marcus. I need that money. If Jay Wilson has worked at non, how in the hell is what do you call it? The where you drive people around? Uber. How is that? That ain't no nonprofit, child. He might be nonprofit as a chaplain. One of the jobs he had was with the people with the prep people. That was the nonprofit, right? But he couldn't make that last more than a few months, right? Because he was in there double dipping, and on the time that he's supposed to be helping the people to get prep Oh, I don't know. He said he has an administrative job. It kept switching. Everything. Lie. Who can keep up with all these damn lies, child? That's why he was there. Jay Wilson, how's he ever going to make it? He got to work for a nonprofit for 10. Let me read that again. For 10 years. Okay. This is from Miss Mimo. Okay. If Jay Wilson has worked at least 10 years in a nonprofit or public sector, he should have his loans forgiven. Well, that's what I was talking to somebody in the park the other day. He's still in school, and he was explaining how after he left school, if he goes and works for a nonprofit for 10 years, his loans will be forgiven, right? Jay Wilson can't hold a job for 10 months. He has never been able to hold a job, honey. Delta Airlines certainly was not a nonprofit. All these things he was doing while he was attending these online classes, they were not nonprofits, right? According to him, his school was not a nonprofit. He said he was a dean, online dean, right? But he ain't told you about all these many jobs. All of these things have not been able to hold his interest because they were nonprofits. In other words, he was only there for a paycheck. And since they wouldn't give him the paycheck he wanted, he was just going to try to sit there for 10 years. Well, Jay Wilson is a man 55 years old, right? So if he started now trying to legitimately hold a job for 10 years, child, then what is he going to be now? 65 years old? That's when he gets the loan forgiven? Who in the hell is hiring a 65-year-old bitch girl to start a career at 65 years old and pay him anything? Girl, Jay Wilson be lucky to be working over here at Kentucky Colonel. He gonna be working at Safeway. Child. Yes, it's over. Call it a day. Yes, but I understand that is the law, Tabby Cat. Or whoever said that at first. He can't hold no damn job for no 10 years, child. Are they going to piece it together? 2 months here, 3 months there, 4 months. So how long is that going to take then? If he's only working the 2 months here and 3 months here and 4 months there, child, then in order to get 10 years worth of nonprofit work, he'd have to work at least 25 years. Right? You guys have got to accept that boy is incompetent. He is a failure at life. He come on here talking about all how educated his family was and all that. Okay. See, y'all always act like I'm a lion and I got to challenge everything. Okay, Jay Wilson said his family's all educated. Everybody went to school. No free lunches. No free lunches. Okay. Okay. Well, obviously the college trap was not an original idea since they have 5 titles that are all called a college trap. Let's see. Damn, all these are college trap? Oh, Lord. She ain't even come with an original title. Where'd it go? I got to go to another page to even find the damn book. They're going to drop that thing out of circulation. Lord. Okay, let's put college trap. James Wilcox. James Wilcox. He get mad since somebody was doxing him because they said his real name. Paperback, $20. Please, bitch. Okay, so we're going to open up the college trap. And we're going to go to the sample. Okay. He has it as 112 pages, but it's actually more something like 40 pages. He got 14 chapters. Most of them are 1-page chapters, right? Okay. Y'all don't believe me, so I'm going to do something else. Hold on a minute. Look inside. Okay. Let's go here. Chapter 1. Okay. I told you already this chapter 1, why I wrote this small book. Okay. This is 1 page. Is this whole chapter. This is the whole background, the whole history. This is the whole reason he wrote this small book. Here we go. I'm going to read 1 page. And that's a whole chapter I'm reading. As a high school senior, I had no idea what my plans were after graduation. My mother and father were not college graduates. So another lie he said slipped through. My sisters only attended the local community college, 1 to 2 years of that. We don't know that they graduated. And I really did not seriously start to think about college until the last month before graduation. Oh, that's preparation. I was fortunate that I selected a regionally accredited community college. Afterwards, I transferred to a private regionally accredited college. Finally, I matriculated and graduated from a regionally accredited state university. My numerous college transfers and numerous college applications for student loans caused me to miss my 1992 college graduation date. However, how however, I took the inside stride and graduated in 1973. Okay, what year are we in now? 1993. How many years is that? Is that 30 years ago? This nigga still talking about graduating? Jay Wilson, you mean to tell me, nigga, that since 1993, you have been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it and talking about this goddamn, you went to college, you went to college 30 years ago. Do you realize that most of these people, a lot of these people on this live right now weren't even born, or they were still in the third grade or the sixth grade, girl? This is still your major success. All my accomplishments, No, you did not accomplish anything, girl. It's been 30 years and you're still bragging about just getting out of school. All you ever did was graduate, girl. Even though I thought I was just an average college. Oh, wait a minute. Even though I thought I was just an average college student, eventually I graduated with 4 advanced degrees. Wait a minute. Can you still have been an average college student, bald head? You yourself felt that you are just an average student, right? But yet you managed to get 4 advanced degrees. Where did that come from, Jay Wilson? It comes from just being there, girl. You paid the money. This ain't no Ivy League college, girl. You paid the money and you were just there, right? And then you went online and then you got these other, what you call them, advanced degrees. You got the advanced degrees online. You said, I had to get them online. I had to get them online. I worked there. I worked there. I couldn't go to school. Anyway, later in my professional life, I became an academic dean for a reputable, you didn't say accredited, for-profit, listen, a reputable for-profit university. So there was no student loan forgiveness there. You will understand later in the book why I chose, later in the book, that's the next chapter, girl, why I chose the word reputable, accredited, reputable. I would say those schools were flops and failures, child, because they have produced students that even after 30 more years of living have still not procured a job. Still working pillar to post, have done nothing on those students. You've only gotten about 6 months credit on this 10 years you're supposed to do with nonprofit, right? You've accomplished nothing, girl. You are stuck on stupid. Stuck. Okay, this just gets boring and boring on from there, but it ends at one page. The next chapter is chapter 2. You have to prepare for college. Wait a minute. You have to prepare for college, but yet just 2 paragraphs earlier, you said that you never prepared for college and that the thought of going to college hadn't even occurred to you until 1 month before you graduated. Right? Make up your mind, sis. Call my stuff trash. A damn shame. It's a shame the way you lie to the people. It's a shame, damn shame, the way you hurt them. It's a shame. Girl, you should be having something else to talk about after 30 years other than a goddamn you graduated mistake. Right? You stay there because you ain't nowhere else to go, child. You ain't had no success in your life, Jay Wilson. You stayed on that goddamn that straighter college thing. That was less than a year. almost immediately after procuring the loan because you worked at the straighter college, girl, you lost the job, right? So if they were to question you a year later, you wouldn't even qualify for a house, girl. Anyway, how did I get off on that, bitch? If I cared about it, RJ Supreme, that had never been my dream. That had never been my dream to get no damn college, worthless, useless ass college degrees, girl. I enjoyed my life. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I was a grown man. I was single. I had no dependents, no children. Right? So I enjoyed what I wanted to do. Yes, we all tap it down when we're online or we're speaking to other people. Why? Because we don't want to get other people to get encouraged to use drugs, right? Because we know what the end result is and what are the possibilities of what you could do to yourself by getting on drugs, right? So we don't want to encourage you. But if we were all come on here and tell the truth, nigga, you don't do something for 17 years because you hate it. That's stupid. Of course I loved it. Why wouldn't I love it, girl? If I didn't love it, I wouldn't have did it. Right? But everybody gets a chance to do whatever the fuck they want to do with their life. Whatever I consider success or my dreams and all that shit, it's got absolutely nothing to do with what you consider success, what your dreams are, right? Girl, I know nurses who chose nursing who are living like you would think they were doctors. They are so successful. That was their dream. Everybody gets a chance to have their own dreams, child. This moron feels like all he can depend on is that he went to school. I think I think it speaks to your intelligence that you could actually go to school that many times and just stay in it for years and years and years and years and years and accomplish absolutely nothing. You're not even a teacher, girl. I mean, it said on there that he got a bachelor's, the Bachelor of Song. Is there a fool thinks that it's all about money? So how you gonna make all this money in a nonprofit, Jay Wilson? Idiot. You voting for yourself, Queenisha? Queen Sensation? Queensation? Queensation. Mm-hmm. Their credentials for teaching has drastically dropped. He can't even do that. He said they laid him off from school. Why didn't they call him back, child? When COVID came, everybody was in online school. Didn't know job openings. A mess. I wouldn't be still bragging about school 30, 40 years later, child. I just wouldn't do it. I can't do it, honey. Obama and them guys, honey, they are Harvard graduates, right? Do you think they get stuck? I graduated. No, they went on about their lives and they had careers. When they want to speak about their accomplishments, it is not because finishing school was the start, not the end of it. For Jay Wilson, the end of it was when he graduated, girl. Then he got to figure out somewhere else to stay. He said other degree in that thing I just read, it said that he had one of his other degrees was it mass media communications or something like that, child. And this is his mass media communications. It started YouTube channel, girl. They have 12-year-old millionaires on YouTube, child. And this is your mass communications, right? This is what you specialize in. Go over here fucking with Dobie on the beef sector. This is what you can do. Oh, the coins was coming in. I'm just here for a coin. Why does every conversation have to end up on that stupid ass boy? I guess him and Sean are going back at it. Let him go, baby. Mm-hmm. That bitch ain't on here. You supposed to be blocked. That must be a troll. Timothy, you don't know what you talking about. So please, so be quiet and sit down. Woo, that head just shining on me, girl. That head. Woo! Woo! What's it? Stop it! Stop it! Stop hitting me! How would that nigga get over here, girl? He supposed to be blocked on my channel. I ain't got to hear nothing that fool got to say. I'll go over there. She thinks I go over there. Oh, look, he over here. Oh, I'm just going to block you. I'm humiliating you. No, I'm humiliating you. Girl, I immediately go, after I go over there, girl, just spark up some interest. Then I come over here and just cusses out, ass out some more, right? So therefore, I've gotten my numbers for the day. So thank you, Jay Wheels. Timmy, you don't know what you're talking about. I think that's a troll, people. Well, leave her on here. She can bring back a word. Retarded motherfucker. My mom and dad didn't go to college. My sister didn't go to college. There's no mention of the brothers. You know them niggas ain't doing nothing. Man, ain't nobody go to college. They went to 2-year college. Oh. And then when you get on here, oh no, we all educated. All the family went educated. We valued education. She tried to pull that shit. We valued home ownership. Now I'll tell you the truth. Someone sent me a picture. All this bragging he's doing about leaving the trailer and all this kind of shit. I personally do not believe in doxing. I try not to do it ever. I will talk about it if it's occurred. I don't like to do it. But someone sent me a picture yesterday of this rat trap shotgun house that the niggas moved into when they left the trailer. Girl, I'm telling you, the house don't look no better than the trailer, right? But I said, no, maybe they would be considered that as doxing, Timothy, if you put the house up with the address and all that. I guess you could block the address perhaps, but he had no problem to go over there putting places where Deanna Irving used to live, right? So are you trying to say you moved into the middle class of Jay Wilson? Miss Thing, you didn't even have grass in your front yard. I'm telling you the truth. That ramshackle shotgun house, girl, they sent me the whole ad. If I were being messy, I could put it up here. When I put the trailers up here in my thumbnail, I'm just showing you examples of where he came from, right? But this is the actual house. I chose not to post it, but there's not even grass in the front yard, girl. The front door they don't even have an entryway. It's just like if somebody just went and just cut a door out in it. On the lowest run of Florida. She's always been piss poor. Why her obsession with poverty? You are poor. You personify poverty. Jay Wilson. Keep my name out your mouth. Okay, I'll use James Wilcox then. How's that? Does that make you feel better? Yeah. Oh, Tim, you will never get a partner the way you act. Okay, that's not him. That's definitely a troll. That's definitely a troll, child. She tried to remember how the bitch talks. Did you ever come over and see me? Did you ever come over? No, you did not. Yeah, I come over there all the time, bitch. The troll is taking over. Who is this right here? Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, number one soul sister, catching that troll love chat. Mm-hmm. Baby, you must be off aboard. You want to come over here and pretend to be Jay Wilson? Of all people, honey. Anyway, every conversation devolves to him. What are we talking about? Oh, the PPP loan, people. So I would suggest if you did get a PPP loan, you contact the government and see what is my obligation at this point, right? Is there anything I can personally do? They're more than likely they're going to tell you you can start by paying the loan back. When you pay the money back, we don't have much of a case. Now I know the lady's saying, "Well, you already robbed the bank." Well, that's just us being very hard on people. This country went through a tremendous hardship. Unprecedented, right? So we were desperate people. But if I can pay the money, move on with my life, it would be good to know that. Okay. All right, people. Thank y'all for coming in. Good to see you, RJ Supreme. Wait a minute. Whatever you want, it can help you debunk on live stream some of the Wilson bullshit. Lord have mercy. Y'all, I do have one answer for you though. People always wonder, Timothy, why are you over there spending all this energy hollering and screaming when we can obviously hear him so much better. I have the Yeti microphone in that room and the Yeti microphone here, right? These are the same computer, the exact same microphones he had. I had mine a lot long before his. I didn't have to beg for it, right? What happens is when you have StreamYard, when you go on StreamYard, they have an option where you can turn the StreamYard volume all the way up. It is totally different from your computer volume, and it can only happen on StreamYard. Since I don't have StreamYard, I can't turn my microphone up in StreamYard. Only she has the power to do that, and she takes advantage of that, right? Why did she take advantage of it? Because she's an idiot, right? She can't have a conversation because she's this fucking idiot. And you'll see the kind of people, pay attention to the kind of people who he chooses to go after, and you will understand. All right, you wonderful darlings. Y'all have a wonderful Monday. I got to call my sister up and see what's going on. Later, people.